What are the best financial stocks to buy under $100 right now? Why do we care about that $100 mark? And should you even add these stocks to your portfolio? Why are we even looking at financial stocks to begin with? Let's go ahead and break it down. The first thing we need to talk about is we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is a crazy number. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. I am shocked that we hit this number, and we've got some room to continue to grow. So thank you to all these subscribers out there. Let's jump right into our list. The first thing is we are looking for financial stocks to continue to diversify. In yesterday's video and in some of the last few videos I've been talking really about diversification. We love tech. Tech has done well, but it's not the only thing that you should own. We talked a lot about energy stocks. You can check out this video here where I talk about some of the best energy stocks and why billionaires are investing in energy companies. You might want to consider that after this video. But financial stocks have also had a quiet come up. The first one that I want you to add to your watch list and do a little bit more research on is Citizen Financial Group. Now I'm going to add the current price at the time that we're doing this video on the screen here, as well as the ticker symbol, because the time that I record these and the time that you can see a chart or something, prices change every day. Okay, they do. All right, so I'm just going to add the price there. But I can tell you this, in the last 6 months, the stock has been up 27%, which is obviously quite solid, and up 35% over the last year. Again, the financial sector has quietly done quite well. And again, all these are at least about $100 and under at the time that we are doing this video. The reason as to why I am talking about stocks that are under $100, it is not a magic number. There are obviously several companies that are more than $100 that are doing quite well too. Feel free to add those as well, and at some point we can add those and talk about those stocks too. But you can do cover calls, or actually it makes it easier. I'll say that. It makes it easier to do cover calls, which is a little bit more of an advanced investing strategy that can help you make even more money. I talked a little bit about that here as well. It is something I am doing currently with an energy company called NRG. I might consider doing that as well with one of these companies as well. All right, next here on our list is a company. It's a stock that's fine. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the stock. The bank itself, I'm not the biggest fan of because it abused a lot of people in college. Okay, I'm just telling like it is. All right, it's Bank of America. There are a lot of people who are not fans of Bank of America for a lot of good reasons, and I'm not one of them. But the stock in and of itself is solid. 28% in the last 6 months, 31% over last year. If you want to own it or don't want to own it, that's totally up to you. I currently don't own it. I don't think I've ever actually owned Bank of America stock. I just have found better stocks to own whenever possible if there's something in the banking sector. But if I'm just looking at returns, which is what this list is for, because you may feel differently than I do about any of these banking stocks, then it's my job to present the data and information, right, blindly. I can tell you how I feel, but I still need to put the information out there. There's one stock I really do dislike, or company rather. The stock and the company are separate for the purposes of this discussion, but there's one that we'll talk about. We'll talk about as we get to it, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. The next one here, the ticker symbol here is BRO. I want to get this company name right because being on Wall Street, there is Brown Brothers Harriman, which is the company that pops up in my mind when I bring up this one. But I just want to get this one right because I don't want to put out the wrong company and have you look up the wrong stock. But the company is up 23% in the last 6 months and up about 37% in the last year, which again, for almost any stock, is quite solid, but in the financial sector does stand out a bit more. I'm just typing it in here just to make sure I got it right. And it's Brown and Brown. See, that's why I wanted to check it. But Brown and Brown is the name of the stock there, and they are in the insurance agency. Insurance stocks making a comeback as well. Now we have talked about Progressive, we've talked about Aflac before. We've talked about Travelers Insurance in the past. Don't sleep on those insurance stocks. They do still count in the financial sector. They are a little bit quieter than they have been in the past, but some of those are a little bit over $100 a share. So Brown & Brown do make our list today. Next here is Fifth Third Bank. Very strange fraction, very strange name for a bank, at least to me. But the returns, again, solid here. Up 20% in the last 6 months, up 45% over the last year. It's a smaller regional bank. I think they're in the North Carolina area, which is the area that I am in. Small regional bank, nothing really to say here. I will say that it is notable. It is notable that now that we have seen the Fed really kind of back off of these rate hikes, remember there was a point where banks were collapsing left and right. We ain't heard nothing about that no more. Okay, that we have moved on to a whole bunch of other crises left and right. We have completely forgot about that, and now banks are back in style. So just interesting that has been a thing. We have 2 stocks left. Before we get to that, I have just 3 books left. So we are talking about some of the books that I have remaining that I can sign and ship to you. However, you have got to go to the link below and grab the last remaining copies. They will not be on shelves nationwide after a while. Okay, I think before the end of the year, they will be pulled from shelves, and there is a good reason for it. Okay, there's a very good reason for it, because there's another very big announcement here coming soon. So the only way you're going to get a signed copy before that point in time is to get it directly from me. And like I said, I'm signing on the only ones I got left in my house, and I got about 3 of them left. So this is your opportunity. Click the link, I'll ship it to you directly. All right, so let's go ahead and finish. Synchrony Financial, up 33%. This might be one of the best performing stocks so far. Up 33% in the last year and up 43% in the last 6 months. They are one of the smaller regional players. They obviously do loans out. Most banks make money. Most financial companies make money as well. And then we have the Death Star. The bank I dislike, I'm not going to use the H word. The bank I dislike the most. This is not a stock I would ever consider owning, just because I have that much dislike for it. Now, just because I don't like it, just because I have my own beef, don't have to be your beef, okay? Just, again, my beef don't have to be yours, and your beef don't have to be mine. It's some of y'all that love certain CEOs and certain companies, and that's you. It is some people out there right now that absolutely love some AMC. That's fine. Some of y'all absolutely love Mullen Automotive. Can't stand that stock. That's you though. That's you. And that's totally fine. Okay. I hate it. Wells Fargo. I said the H word. I'm sorry. But Wells Fargo, not a fan of it. But the stock is fine. It's up 21% in the last 6 months. And up 29% over the last year. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole tirade as to why I don't like Wells Fargo. You can look it up for yourself. And they got a litany of lawsuits. If you read my book, I've got at least two reasons as to why I'm not the biggest fan of Wells Fargo. And it is well documented as to why I got at least 2 good reasons as to why Wells Fargo, I'm just not a big fan of it. But those are stocks that you can consider. Again, my beef don't have to be yours. Okay, my beef don't have to be yours. But those are some stocks that you might want to consider, financial stocks rather, that you might want to consider adding to your watch list and do research on. And maybe these are 5 total ones, or maybe it's just 3. Right, you can add and subtract and do whatever it is you want to do to your particular watch list. If you want to see what other stocks are out there, including perhaps some energy stocks and others, you want to check out this list right here.